Our first vocabulary word we have is assured. Assured means that you promised something would happen. So he assured us that he knew how to solve the problem. Or we assured you that we were going to have a Christmas break. Exactly means it's the same. They are the same in every way. These twins are dressed exactly alike. Precise. Precise means that something is exact and correct. So this is precisely the measurement we need. Precise. She needed to measure the precise amount of milk for the recipe. Peered means to look closely. So they peered through the microscope to look closely at the slide. Respond means you answer in some way. So when I tell you to do something, you respond to me. When I ask you a question, you respond to me. Intent means you're set on doing something. This cat is intent on catching a mouse. Contraption is an object that looks strange and hard to see. So this is a contraption. Looks like it's a contraption that flies. Replica is an exact copy of something. Each cookie was an exact replica of the other. A replica is something that looks exactly like another thing. So our story this week is called Going Places. It is on page 15, I think. 14, 15. Going Places. This is a fantasy. Fantasies are stories with made-up events that could not happen. So there's going to be things in here that could not happen in real life. There's pictures and words that help us understand what happens in a fantasy. There's usually a lesson the character learns in a lesson. And there's usually problems and solutions, like all fictional stories. So one of the things we talked about yesterday was asking questions. When do we ask questions when we're reading a story? You forgot? 24/7 all the time. In the beginning, the middle, and the end. The whole time you're reading a story, you ask a question. What is a word that starts the question? Emma? What? How? Where? Emily? What if? Why? Does? When? I does not start a question. How? Those are all good question words. So, we're running out of time, so we're not going to fill out the beginning, middle, and end paperwork today. We did that yesterday, so I know you know how to do it. But I want you to think of a question you might have right now just looking at this cover of this story. What is a question you might have just looking at this picture? What's the question you might have, Blaze? Is the guy trying to glide on it? Okay. Kate? Where are they going? Wyatt? Is that an airplane? Did they build it? Is it at sunset? Are they actually going to do that? Emma? Okay, are those birds real? Okay. Gracie? Is it a car? Because it has wheels, doesn't it? And it has eyes, so who knows? Cooper. Are they on a rock? Okay. Corbin? Last one.
Is he trying to point where to go?
Is he trying to point where to go? Those are all good questions. If you find an answer, when I ask if you found an answer, then you're going to pop up and let me know. All right. Raphael had been waiting all year long for the Going Places contest. A chance to build a go-kart, race it, and win. When their teacher announced who would like the first kit, Raphael's hand shot up. The rest of the class watched enviously as Raphael walked back to his seat with his kit. Mrs. Shonda assured them, "Don't worry, you'll all be getting one." So at the beginning of the story, we had lots of questions. We asked what they built. What was it that we were looking at? Was it a plane? Was it a car? Did we find out what it's going to be?
No. Maybe.
We did. Listen. Raphael had been waiting all year long for the Going Places contest, a chance to build a go-kart, race it, and win. So what did they build? A
Go-kart.
go-kart. So we just answered that question. Now I have a new question. What do you get if you win the contest? Right? That's what I want to know. When their teacher we already said that. So she assured them they'll all be getting one. And they're all exactly alike. Remember, exactly means exactly the same. Okay? So do you see anything different here about these boxes? They're all the same size. And they all have the same picture on them, but each box has a tag with what? Their name. So different names. That's right. The kit came with a set of precise means exact, instructions. That made Raphael happy. He was very good at following directions. Raphael hammered, glued, nailed, and assembled his kit. His go-kart looked just like the one in the directions. He was feeling quite proud. Raphael wondered how his classmate Maya was doing. She lived right next door. So there he is. Look at these pictures right here on this page. I noticed that the illustration on this page looked different than the others. They appear in blue. I have a question right now. Why do you think they're different? Does anyone know why those might be in blue? What do you think, Cooper? Okay, background. What do you think, Xavier? Because that's maybe then color instructions. Those are called blueprints. So that's probably why they're blue, right? They're supposed to look like a blueprint. This makes sense because Raphael is following the directions, like Xavier said. He appeared over the fence. "Hey, Maya, you haven't even started." Maya didn't respond. She was so intent on watching the bird in front of her and quickly sketching it that she didn't even notice Raphael. What kind of question do you might have right here? This is a question during reading. What's a question you might have right here, Wyatt? When is she going to build her go-kart? Emsley? Is her go-kart going to be bird? Maybe that's why she's drawing a bird. Heather? Is that her pet bird? Okay. Does anyone get any questions answered from the beginning of the story that they asked? Did you find any answers? Okay. Then she just put down her pencil and stared at the bird dreamily. Raphael shrugged and let her be. The next morning, Raphael checked back in to see how Maya was doing. Wow, what is that?" he asked. Maya grinned. "You like it?" Raphael responded slowly. "Yeah, extremely cool. But, Maya, there's just one little problem. That's not a go-kart." Why does Raphael think there's a problem with Maya's go-kart? That's my question I'm asking now. What's the answer to that question? What do you think?
It looks like a bird.
Right, I look at these pictures, right? I think he doesn't think it's a go-kart because it looks like a bird. Do go-karts usually have wings? No. So he's thinking that's not a go-kart. Maya smiled. Who said it had to be a go-kart? Raphael was confused. The set of instructions inside the box were for a go-kart. But then again, they didn't say it had to be a go-kart. He looked again at Maya's contraption. Remember, contraption is something that doesn't look like anything. It's just a bunch of things. After a moment, he grinned. "I get it. Hey, Maya, I really want to win this race. The instructions never said we couldn't team up together." And so they did, working late into the evening. The next day, everyone gathered for the big race. Each go-kart was a perfect replica of each other. Remember, replica means exactly the same, right? Because they had the exact same kits. They had the exact same go-karts. So everyone else followed the directions, didn't they? Yep, they followed the directions. What do you think Raphael and Maya's go-kart will look like? Look up here. What do you think it's going to look like?
An airplane?
Maybe an airplane? How do we know that? Remember the beginning picture? So that's probably what it's going to look like. That's right. Except one. One of the kids laughed. Looks like you had trouble with the going places instruction. Your going places are right. You're going to lose. What kind of questions might you ask about that boy's reaction? What's his reaction? What's the question you might ask? What's the question you might ask, Isaiah? About his reaction. How he reacted to seeing their go-kart. Okay. Heather? Yeah, does he like to bully others? Why does he think they're going to lose, right? He said they're going to lose. He said, you're going to lose. Maya and Raphael didn't even have time to respond because the announcer's big, boomy voice called out, "Attention racers, start your engines. 4, 3, 2, 1. A buzzer sounded, and they're off. While all the other go-karts disappeared on a cloud of dust, Maya just sat there in the motionless vehicle. Raphael shouted over the roaring engines and cheering crowds, "Maya, what are we waiting for?" "No worries, Raphael," Maya answered. "Flaps down, throttle up." All right. What questions do you have about Maya as you begin reading this page? Why do you think she wasn't starting the vehicle? What other kind of questions do you have? Oh, so you have an answer. She knows she's going to go faster. She's waiting. Why do you think she doesn't start? She wants to take off and go faster. Oh, that's a question. Is it not starting? That's a good question. Okay, we're going to